I'm Ted Berg for SNY.TV, joined by Mets pitching prospect Collin McHugh. Collin, how's your first go-around at AAA been?
It's been a blast. This is my first time here in Buffalo. I met him when we were on the road in Norfolk, so I saw Norfolk, saw Durham, had a chance to kind of get to know the guys and stuff before we came home, but it's nice. First home series, hopefully we can get a couple wins.
Do you have any insight yet on the difference in AAA hitters?
So far, just a little more patient. They're not afraid to take a pitch, not afraid to take a couple pitches, and they just hit mistakes a little bit further. It's kind of the way it goes when you move up. Guys aren't necessarily more talented, but the experience plays a big part.
Now, you spent a lot of time in AA Binghamton and had a lot of success there. And on your blog, you wrote a post, a very good post, about people asking you when you're going to get called up. And I guess the distinction between what a fan thinks when he's asking that and what a player feels when he's asked it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's one of those things when, as a player, you have to kind of keep your focus narrow. You have to be able to focus on what you're doing each day, and to really kind of pontificate and think how far in advance, maybe I'll get called up or anything like that. It's can do nothing but kind of set you back, because the game's hard enough as it is, and to try and think ifs and wins and buts and kind of those things, it's not necessarily profitable for a ball player to really focus on that. But I understand, family, friends, even reporters and stuff like that, they want to know kind of, hey, what's the feeling? Are you getting like a feeling are you going one way or the other? But honestly, it's pretty tight-lipped, and you just do your thing, and hopefully one day you hope it pays off and you can move on to the next level, and that's what's happened so far. So it was nice. It was kind of interesting. I wrote the article, and then a couple days later I was fortunate enough to be able to come up here. So it's kind of funny how timing like that works.
Yeah, how did that call work? You talked about it in the article, but how did it actually come down for you?
I was in the dugout. We had just gotten back from a road trip, and sitting talking to our chaplain, and Pedro Lopez, our manager back in Binghamton, came up, and it's just like, hey, got some good news. You're heading up to Buffalo. You're going to meet him in Norfolk, and it was on Father's Day, so I got to call my dad and give him a nice little Father's Day gift and say, hey, if you want to try and come up 10 or 12 hours, I'm going to be pitching in Norfolk. So they were able to come up and see me the last couple outings, so it was really nice to see them.
How do you maintain that focus when there is, people asking the question all the time, and when you see the results that you're performing well at a level?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to have a good support staff around you. I've got my wife, my family, not to mention the guys on the team that you really that kind of rally around you and make you be able to focus on things, maybe make you better on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's what we were able to do well down in Binghamton. Especially our starting staff, were just competing well. Not necessarily against each other, but if one guy went out and threw well, you went out and tried to do at least as good as he did. So that was good to be able to kind of keep us on track where we were, and hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing up here. Got some great arms, got some great talent, and so just keep playing well, hopefully.
Do you object to being called the organization's best Twitterer?
I take it as a compliment, honestly. I have fun on there, and we try and make it as fun as possible in the clubhouse, and maybe give the fans and everybody a little taste of what it's like in there. And I have a good time, and if they want to say that. Matt Dindecker's really good. Wheeler, Zach's got 1 million followers or something, so I'll take that when I can get it.
Do you worry at all with Twitter? I don't know if you know what happened with John Roush this year. Did you see that?
I did, and I heard about it a little bit.
Is that a concern, or how do you put that in aside when you're playing?
Well, I have my wife, and she is like my editor, and so if I ever begin to type something on there or put something on there and she sees it real quick and is like, that is a bad idea, she's usually pretty quick to say, you should probably take that off. So, but overall, I don't try and be too controversial. Just try and have a good time, make some jokes, and give the fans a little something.
But there's not much fan backlash anytime like that.
I haven't seen it yet. And once again, they're in New York, they're in the spotlight. There's millions of people that are following them, and at that point it gets a little more dicey. But here, the fans have been great. They've been nothing but encouraging. So I just appreciate that about Mets fans in general.